Today I'd like to talk about a method of meditation that's effortless and enjoyable, easy to learn, and is taught in 4 lessons. It's taught in 4 lessons so that everybody gets it right. And everybody does because there's no effort required. Learning is simple. It's standardized. That means we've been doing it for a long time. And I've taught over 6,000 people, so personally had a chance to really iron out all the kinks that might be in it. It's an enjoyable practice because we learn how to go within and tap into our own healing, our own relaxation. When we had a beautiful night's sleep, we think about that. What did we do? We put our head on the pillow. We forgot about the day. We didn't do really. We just allowed, and sleep comes naturally. So if we're to learn a method of meditation, it must be very specific, a little bit less random than sleep. Something where you're sitting, you're not lying down. Otherwise, you just fall asleep. And you do something. You take the normal thinking process, the ordinary thinking of the mind. You learn how to redirect it so that it quietens down and reaches a state beyond the active, busy mind. We have thoughts all day, thousands of them. We think thoughts about work, romance, vacations, money, you name it. Any thought can come in during the day. Why not just allow the thoughts to take place and do something so that we're using this beautiful equipment we have from birth, this mind, this body. We take the normal thinking and we just redirect it. There's a way to do that. And the ancient yogis of India, these rishis as they're called, have brought this out, practiced it in the Himalayas, in the caves, thousands and thousands of years, the history has been, and then started bringing it to the West when transportation systems had improved from India. And we have this formula from them, from that tradition, which has given rise to all kinds of research and benefits. Someone can do mindfulness and lower their blood pressure. In this particular method of meditation, the one I teach, it's called Transcendental Stress Management. It's a form of stress management because we do something and we get a result. You know, if I want to lower my stress, maybe I will work 3 days a week instead of 5 or 6. But how am I going to pay my bills? And what joy is there in working less? For some of us, we love our work. It depends on the individual. So learning to meditate is specific. You take 4 lessons. This is just an introduction today, a short introduction. And then we set up a time when you can come and learn. We've had a great influx of interest, new students coming from online because we do everything on Zoom. We're headquartered here in Deerfield Beach, Florida, on the East Coast. Yep, the same place where we have a lot of hurricanes. And the classes are taught online so that anybody can do it, anybody from about the age 10 on up. And we teach senior citizens like myself. We teach young people, college students. I just, a few months ago, I taught the medical director for a large network. He works for a television network. He's the medical doctor who comes on and tells everybody what to do during COVID. And well, that's the past now, but his contributions are very important. He has a lot of stress. He's tired. He works very hard. So what does meditation do? It lowers the metabolism. It slows the body down. It gives it a chance to rest. And when we're resting, we're healing. And resting in this way means breathing much less. Without even thinking about it, the breathing will slow. Heart activity slows. Our experience is one of comfort, relaxation. We come out of meditation, we feel rejuvenated, refreshed. Blood pressure is less. Anger is less. Our reactions to situations, people don't push our buttons quite as easily. And in meditation, we do something to deactivate all this thought process. We do something which is automatic and effortless. If I heard a song on the radio and 3 hours later it's playing in my head, I realized that I didn't do anything, but there it is going along in my head. When I learned this meditation, We drop the right song in. We do something. And then the mind just takes it from there. Just like thinking the song later on, it didn't require any effort on our part. I worked for Deepak Chopra for a period of time. We set up tours for him, and he spoke about the value of meditation in terms of being able to go to a place of different scenery, new landscape for the mind to absorb. Isn't that beautiful? We get away from our normal worries and fears and concerns for a little while so that we can come back refreshed. We take a break. We don't look at this as something we have to work at. There's no goal to achieve. I don't teach someone, now when you're meditating, try and reach this goal. 3 different types of meditation, 2 most popular: concentration, visualization, and this method of automatic self-transcendence. That's the way some of the scientists have labeled a method which requires that you learn a mantra, you repeat it in a certain way until you get out of your own way and you're free in this deep relaxation. In concentrating, which is this is a different thing, concentrating, we have to focus on something. We have to do something to achieve something. In mindfulness, derived from Buddhist teaching, I'm required to attempt to be in the moment, to be in the present, to think about that. That's work. Or I'm trying to somehow keep my attention directed to my breathing. It's also work. And for the most part, the mind stays busy because that's the requirement. Keep the mind engaged. Keep focusing on the present or the breathing. It's putting the attention in a certain direction. I would much prefer that a student come and not do that. Allow the mind to wander. Let it jump from, like a monkey, from tree to tree. What do we do for the monkey? Place some bananas at the base of the tree. He comes down, he eats the bananas. He's satisfied. In the attempt to chain the monkey down, we're restricting his movement. It's a struggle. He won't be satisfied with that. But give him something enjoyable like food, and he'll stop jumping from tree to tree, come down and take lunch. In the mind is very busy. It's very active. So we give the mind something to enjoy. We give the mind the ability to quieten down and be in our own natural state. It's not boring. The time goes by, 20 minutes of meditation, it's over, and we come out refreshed. Sometimes we don't want to come out. We feel to stay longer. But we have a system in place. Do this every day, 20 minutes twice a day. You don't have to believe in anything. You don't have to accept anything that I might tell you or another teacher. There's none of that. There's no belief required. We don't have to have faith that it will work. None of that's required. It's purely mechanical, push button operation. You learn how to push the right button and the mind goes to that place. It's a place of deep relaxation as opposed to the stress response which keeps the mind busy. If I'm producing a lot of adrenaline, I'm in the fight or flight mode, I'm in a very life-threatening situation in the jungle, there's a tiger at my tail, hopefully I'll get up the tree, he probably can too, but all that adrenaline, all that energy is needed to escape danger. That's a primitive response and we all have it. But in meditation, we want to go in the opposite direction. We want to relax. We want to deactivate this response. Give the body and mind a chance to repair. We don't need all that adrenaline. We're just resting in this way. The body neutralizes itself. It heals. What's marvelous? A good night's sleep when we can get it. The next day we wake up refreshed. We've forgotten whatever was on our minds before bed, and we have a new day. Like that, we add the meditation to our routine. We just do it in the morning and in the evening. Short period, about 20 minutes. Before you know it, it becomes automatic. We look forward to it, and we do it every day. There's 6 weeks of meditation, 2 months of meditation, 6 months of meditation. It's cumulative. The benefits continue. And when we learn to live life without so much stress, we come out of meditation and enjoy more. We don't have that same sense of urgency and stress pushing us and driving us. We think clearly, creatively. We take opportunities very seriously. We enjoy life, but we don't have that pressure. Maybe we're in a group, a circle of friends who are very tense people, and their belief is that they live on their tension. This is, I think, a false premise for us. We've just learned to accept it. We've conditioned ourselves to think, I need that stimuli, that stress. But in meditation, we find quite naturally that we're evolving, growing, improving in terms of our inner quietness, our awareness, our creativity. And we come out of meditation and see more of that opportunity to advance without stress, to have success without all the demands, to do less and accomplish more. The formula? Take the mind within. Retire from the outside. It's like an archer attempting to hit the target. He draws the arrow back, but in the opposite direction of the target. When he releases the arrow, it has great dynamism because it's got the momentum of the strings back on the bow. Like that, if I've completed 20 minutes meditation in the morning, I'm ready for activity. I have more awake style of functioning in my mind and body. It's something that we become more and more aware of because as meditation practice continues, we're less worried. We react more quickly to situations, but without all the stress and the anger and the worry and all the frustration. You know, there's a contentment that builds up day after day, month after month. And we bring that contentment with us. We're aging, everybody's aging, but I believe we're aging too quickly. We need to do something about that. Let's get the stresses reduced and then start looking at the opportunities. Perhaps we're eating very bad food. I've been a strict vegetarian for 53 years, but I had no interest in diet when I began meditating. I didn't think about it, but it happened that way for me. After practicing meditation for a few years, I just found that certain activities, whether it be diet, social relationships, they just weren't working anymore. And I found some new opportunities that were much more enjoyable. I taught a man to meditate who works as an attorney here in South Florida, and he summed it up for me. He said, since meditating, I've been forgetting to yell at my children. I taught a woman who was a massage therapist and was a single mom with a 4-year-old daughter. And she said her daughter was having temper tantrums. So I taught her how to meditate, come out of meditation, sit with her daughter, let her daughter speak, tell her about her day. 5-10 minutes go by. Do this every day, right after meditating. She said it only took 3 or 4 days to feel this great bubbling up of love for her daughter. And the excitement of spending time with her came back. She was still able to handle her job and her responsibilities, but the tantrums that their daughter was having, they disappeared in a natural way. The mothers know how to repair and be loving toward their children. They just need to get rid of some of that stress and that sense of urgency and anxiety, you know, always on nerves, the body. We enter the day in the morning and we're in traffic, and by the time we get to work, we're already tense and worried about the life. I attended my first introductory talk on meditation back in college, and I attended the lecture given by the founder of the organization that trained me. And he was from India. Someone asked him what would happen to a starving man who was homeless and didn't have enough food. Should he meditate? And he looked away for a moment. He said, I would tell him to meditate because then he'll become a happy, hungry man. And when he's happier, he'll find his way. So I hope everybody takes the time to find their way and to make more use of the time we have in life. It's a beautiful life. We have much to be thankful for, but let's start to enjoy it from that inner capacity that we've been ignoring. Spend a little time within. Take time to meditate. Learn it properly. There's no effort. You can take different classes. You can download apps, but this is a specific method. So you may find after wasting time with these things that it's much easier to learn how to do it in a standard way and not waste time and risk becoming disillusioned. Oh, I've already meditated, it's a waste of time. How many times I've heard that? But when they learn this, oh, this is different. I didn't know it was so easy. I didn't know I could do it because I wasn't successful with the other. Well, how can you be successful with the other if your yoga teacher was telling you, blank the mind? How do you do that? And why would you do it? Blanking the mind, now I'm thinking about blanking the mind. It seems to be an exercise in futility. You get done with that, you're exhausted, you haven't rested. So many yoga teachers come take meditation training in here with our center. And they say, I teach people how to blank the mind, but I don't know how to do it myself. So taking it from them, taking a lesson from them, let's look for a method of meditation, all of us, but try and find one that's effortless, produces tangible results. We could even set up scientific studies to evaluate its effectiveness. And that's what we should do. We should take time to learn to meditate. We have busy lives. We want to be successful. We're parents, we're children. We have so many different aspects of life and living. But we have a great formula here that's been handed down through the ages. It's a very simple formula. And I'll be glad to tell you more about it. So my website has my contact information. The website is www.tsmforlife.com. TSMFORLIFE. And I hope to hear from you soon, and then we can begin to get you started with the classes. New classes are going on all the time. We're busy because of our internet connection, but we can certainly make time for everybody. Okay? So I hope to hear from you soon, and let's get started.